Hi, I'm Jennifer Lee, Lead Admin Evangelist at Salesforce, and I'm super excited to talk about a new feature coming soon that I instantly had to try, Agent Quick Actions. Now, this feature will be coming to orgs with Agentforce, and it allows you to use your standard and custom agent actions as quick actions directly on your record pages. Now, as an admin, I'm all about working smarter, not harder, and these AI-powered quick actions help your users accomplish tasks faster with the power of the agent. Imagine you're a sales rep preparing for a meeting with a customer. And you're on their contact record and you see that they have open cases. Now, you don't have time to read through each individual case, but you wanted a quick summary of all the open cases and any recommended next steps to resolve them. All you have to do is click on this AI-powered quick action marked with the sparkles. And what it does when you click on it is that it engages the employee agent automatically, as though the user provided the prompt into that agent panel. Think of this like an agent shortcut. And within a few seconds, the agent provides a summary of the open cases with recommendations in seconds. So here, let's take a look. We have the first case, which is the highest priority. It's escalated. There's a description of the case and recommended next steps. There's another case, and again, recommendations on how to solve it. And then our last open case with recommendations on what to do. So now that we've read this, we're super prepared for our meeting. So let me show you how we set this up. We're going to go and create a quick action. And here under action type, we're going to select the agent quick action. Now next, we're going to provide the utterance. So think of this as the prompt that you give your agent. So in this case, we're going to say summarize all the open cases associated with this account and make note of any escalated cases. Then we're going to name our action with the label and API name. And because we're awesome admins, we always provide descriptions in our fields. So once you save the quick action, you're going to add it to your Lightning record page. Now, I do want to note that prior to creating this quick action, you would have had to set up your agent. So here is my employee agent. I already created this case management topic with instructions here, and I indicated that I wanted to summarize open cases for the contact, make note of any escalated cases, and to use summarize open cases action. And when I look at the associated action, you see here I have a prompt template action. So let me show you that same utterance that we had in our quick action over here, but I'm going to indicate who the contact is, Edward Samos, because in the quick action, it automatically passes the contact ID, but here in Agent Builder, I haven't identified who that contact is. All right, so I am going to run it as though it ran from that quick action. Oh, and it's asking for contact ID. So let's go back here and grab the contact ID real quick and provide it. So it's analyzing our requests and should come back with a response shortly. Excellent. So let's take a look at the planner to see what happens behind the scenes with the employee agent. It goes through and selects the case management topic with instructions and actions. It invokes the summarize open cases prompt template action. And what it does here is it passes the contact ID of Edward Stamos, and we get the response. All right, so how did we do this? This is our prompt template that we use called Summarize Open Cases. And here it's pretty basic in terms of the information on our open cases. I indicated to call attention to any escalated cases, cases of high priority in the list of cases, and put it in paragraph format and summarize each case with the information that I have from a flow. And then I also indicated recommend resolutions for each case, followed right after each case summary. So let's take a look at that flow real quick. And here is our prompt flow. What we do here is the first step, we are getting all the open cases for that contact. So here I'm looking at $ input. That's the input from the contact record. And that's an input into our prompt flow. We know that it's tied to the contact record. And then from there, I'm looking at the contact ID. And it's looking at a status where the cases are not closed. And I'm gathering all the appropriate cases. Then it's going through a loop of all the cases that I found in the Get Open Cases. And then I have an action called Add Prompt Instructions, where I'm taking the case number, case subject, case status, description, and creation date, and I'm passing it back to that prompt template. Now you might ask, Jen, couldn't I use field generation to do this? Yes, but Agent Quick Actions offer more flexibility. Now, field generations provide a one-time snapshot, but Agent Quick Actions deliver real-time, on-demand responses. Plus, once the action is done, the data isn't retained, keeping things clean and dynamic. To show you the difference, let's take a look at a field generation example. Now check out the field that we have on the contact record called Case Summary and Recommendations. Now notice the little wand over in the field. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to click on the sparkles, and that will activate the agent panel. And what it does behind the scenes is it's sending a prompt into the LLM. And what it'll do is it'll come back with the case summary and recommendations, just like you saw in the first demo. The addition here is that I added an additional prompt to show the information as of a date stamp. So once you review the response, you can make additional changes. You can ask it to shorten or lengthen. And once you make the changes and you're good with it, you click on Use. That's added it to the field. And now you see that the field has been updated and you can save it. So let me show you how this was configured behind the scenes. This was all driven by a prompt template. In here, you can see that this is using a field generation template type. And the input is the contact record because that's where the field resides associated with the contact record. Now, in the first demo, what you saw there was a flex template type because agent actions that uses prompt templates use the flex template. So what you see here is it's pretty similar to the prompt template that you saw in the first demo with the additional prompt where I'm asking it here to start with this information is as of an inserted date from a prompt flow. And this sentence appears on its own line. So again, if you go back here, this is that prompt. So let's take a look at that prompt flow. It has only one element, so it can't get any easier than that. And all it does in adding the prompt instructions is it's taking the flow's current date and stamping it and pushing it back into our prompt. Now, once you have all your prompt flows created, tested, and activated, and referenced in your prompt template, and have that prompt template activated, Then your last step is to go into Lightning App Builder, and we're on the contact record page. And here I have highlighted already the case summary and recommendations field. And because we have that prompt builder enabled in our org, you see the prompt template selection here. And if we wanted that specific field to use a prompt, we can select from the prompts already created, or we can create a new prompt template. We're going to select the case summary and recommendations prompt that we just walked through. And you save and activate it. And notice here that we have the orange Einstein icon appear, and that tells you that it is AI powered. So, as you can see in the demo, the field generation populates a field with a case summary and recommendations that is generated at a given point in time. Again, to make this clear, I made sure that the description included a date stamp. This field does not automatically get updated, so it does require a person to manually generate the summary and recommendations again if you want to update it. That's simply done by clicking on the wand and the sparkles. Perhaps you have a use case to capture this information at a point in time. In this case, the field generation solution meets your requirements. Agent Quick Actions, on the other hand, are always up to date. They're more dynamic as they pull in real-time data and interact with multiple records and actions. So for example, we're preparing for another client meeting with Edward Stamos. And we want to understand all the past activities as well as upcoming ones that we have with him. But that can be cumbersome depending on how much activity we have. So we can have an Agent Quick Action that summarizes those recent activities for us. And that's what this Agent Quick Action does. Now, by clicking on it, it activates the agent panel and passes through the user utterance on behalf of the user automatically. And there it comes back with a summary of the upcoming activities as well as past ones. So let's take a look at how this was done in setup. We've created another Agent Quick Action, this time called Recent Activities. And what it does is we're passing through the utterance, show me the timeline of all CRM activities for this contact. Separate them by past and upcoming activities with the upcoming listed first, if there are both. And please do not disclose email addresses. Now we're going to take this utterance and we're going to go into Agent Builder. And I'm going to test the same utterance for our employee agent. But instead of this context, because it doesn't have that context, I'm going to let it know that it's for our contact, Edward Stamos. And it came back with the same response that we saw in the agent panel. Now, in looking at the planner, what we saw was the employee agent use the general CRM topic that has 15 instructions and 11 actions. And specifically, it used the identify record by name standard agent action that takes the name Edward Stamos and gets information on that. And then it invoked the get activities timeline standard action and got information for it. So it's like, here's the past ones, and then it did the get activities timeline and got other activities. And know that you can use standard and custom agent actions. The possibilities of Agent Quick Actions are endless. Whether they're summarizing cases, making recommendations, pulling in your activity timelines, or even more complex tasks. It's all about boosting user productivity with AI on-the-fly assistance. Awesome admins, I hope you found this video helpful, and I can't wait to see the Agent Quick Actions that you build.